Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is December 7th, and right now we're looking at the infrared satellite imagery. You can see the system pushing through this morning here. It's going to bring some rain down towards the Bay Area, additional snowfall for the Sierra Nevada. Got some thunderstorm activity this morning, also some small hail associated. So we'll dive into those details as we go through the video here today, and we'll take a look at the extended forecast as always. First, let's look at the Doppler radar, and you can see as we go through this morning, there was some thunderstorm activity, and some of these showers still continue as we speak. Probably some small hail associated, and there still are some winter weather advisories across the higher terrain out there as well. And this is going to shift towards the Sierra Nevada and down towards the Bay Area as we go through this afternoon. So now back to the forecast here. Moderate snow, Sierra Nevada, as you can see them outlined here on the National Weather Service Sacramento page. 48 inches above 4,000 feet. Localized amounts up over a foot for the higher peaks. Wind gusts 50 miles per hour, even higher across some of the very highest portions of the Sierra Nevada. And now looking at the El Nino video here, I get some questions about this. So if you want to go ahead and click on that join button down below, that's how you can monetarily support the channel. I do get some people kind of not seeing that join button down there. So I thought I'd point that out. No pressure at all. Now taking a look at the strong north winds Thursday into Friday, Southern California. This does include the I-5 corridor. Some big gusts up over 60 miles per hour are possible. And then we're going to turn them out of the northeast with some offshore flow. Could be a moderate Santa Ana wind event as we go through the weekend. And you can see that wind advisory does include the I-5 corridor, goes through 10 a.m. Friday morning. Check this out. This day in SoCal weather history, 1992. Multiple tornadoes. Actually, a couple of them got a rating of F1 there. Cars overturned, mobile homes destroyed, numerous trees and power lines were down. So interesting stuff out there. You can get tornadoes across Southern California. And if you want a nice affordable home weather station, click on that link down below to save 10% off. Stores all the data for you in the cloud. Highly recommend this station. Now looking at the NAM3 cam, this is hot off the presses. You can see what's going on today. It starts to bring some additional shower activity down towards the Bay Area and some snow as we go through tonight across the Sierra Nevada. So if you can put off your travel till tomorrow, it would be much better because there's still going to be some snow accumulating at times across some of the past areas as we go through tonight. And then we're going to build a ridge of high pressure here across the interior and start some strong offshore winds across some of the areas. Maybe a moderate Santa Ana wind event upcoming here as we go through the weekend. This is the national blend of models. Total precipitation in inches. Let's see how much this gets down towards the Bay Area. You can see maybe a tenth of an inch for some areas, and you can see that precipitation as we go on in through tonight, wrapping up by tomorrow morning. Another system swings by to our north and kind of includes a bit of Northern California here as we go on into the end of the weekend, and then maybe a system. It continues to show up in some of the models here as we scroll way off into the extended forecast, and I'll show you what the ensemble members of the weather models have to say here in a moment. Looking at total snow in inches on the national blend of models, we're zoomed way in here on the northern Sierra Nevada. Here's Lake Tahoe, and as we scroll through the day today, this would be about noon right there. So there's 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m. You can see some additional snowfall amounts possible. So again, you might want to postpone your travel if you can avoid it, because we're going to dry out overnight tonight and on into tomorrow. Now looking at the trophy and moving through here and our system swinging across northern and central California, then we build this big ridge of high pressure. And that's what's going to be driving the offshore winds across much of the state, and perhaps a moderate Santa Ana wind event across Southern California. More on that here starting with this slide. This is 925 millibars, about 2,500 feet up in the atmosphere. It kind of gives you a good visual representation of the strong northwest winds going on in through tonight across some of Southern California and northwest across the desert areas. And then we start to turn them offshore as we go to Saturday morning. You can see that. Again, the Santa Ana winds, some strong north winds across the desert areas, and this will continue on in through the weekend coming up, all the way on in through Sunday. It looks like they start to relax by the time you get towards Sunday afternoon. Taking a look at the accumulated max 10-meter wind gust here on the North American model. And this is what's going on as we go through the day today. The strong north and northwest winds here. And then we start to turn things offshore, and you'll see the typical windy locations during Santa Ana wind events there. Kind of Los Angeles Metro, generally sheltered here, but some of these gusts could be up over 60 miles per hour. So heads up for that, and we'll look into that a little bit more detail tomorrow morning as well. This is 2-meter temperature anomaly. So look at this. As the system swinging through here this weekend, you can see some below average temperatures here, but you see things warm up as the Santa Ana winds start to blow for Southern California there as well, and general warming trend as we go on in through next week. This is looking at Mount Shasta. Check it out. Just up over 4 inches out of the system here. This is about 4,800 feet. So some of the higher elevations are going to be getting better snowfall amounts. This is Tehachapi Airport there, the gusty winds that goes on through Friday morning. And this Oxnard Airport here shows some of those northeast winds here, gusting 40, maybe even a little bit higher here as we go through Saturday morning and Saturday afternoon. Now, looking at the long range forecast here, this is the GFS on the left versus itself. These are both GFSs, but different times. This was last night's run, and this is this morning's run, hot off the presses on the left. So there goes our system swinging through. We build the ridge of high pressure. We kick those offshore winds as we go through the weekend here. Ridging kind of hanging out across some of the Pacific Northwest and the West Coast. And then we start to dig this trough towards California. And you can kind of see the ensemble members have been showing it repeatedly, but it is still several days out. I mean, we're talking about off towards the mid portion of next week. We'll be able to see if that trough is developing at that point, and we'll just continue to watch this forecast day at a time to see just how far this system will dive across Southern California. Here's the 6 to 10 day and the 8 to 14 day, kind of still teasing us with a little bit of above average precipitation during that time frame. This is also the Central Sierra Nevada here. This is a snow water equivalent here. Right now we're about 41% of historical median. Actually, let's click on the entire state here. It says 34%. So anyway, things will get going eventually at some point here. You can see we are a below average here for this time of the year, but still no drought across the state right now. We will definitely take it. So anyway, hope you guys are liking these videos. Click like and subscribe. Yeah, we'll do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.